Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the H2 and FY24 post-earnings conference call of Markolines Pavement Technologies Limited. Today on the call from the management we have with us Mr. Vijay Otwal, co-founder and CFO. As a disclaimer, I would like to inform all of you that this call may contain forward-looking statements which may involve risks and uncertainties. Also a reminder that this call is being recorded. I would now request the management to detail us about the business performance highlights for the half year and the year that went by and their growth plans and vision for the coming years, post which we will open the floor for Q&A. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being on the call. So though I can see some name, but I do not recollect all of seeing any of them or few of them earlier. So I'll just quickly introduce let you know about the company. As I think we have already said in the presentation, if you all have gone through the presentation, Markolines is one of the leading companies who's providing the highway maintenance and does the specialized construction activities for the highway segment in India. So we were established in 2002, and it has been almost 22 years of long journey, wherein we have come from a single product of road marking to the complete array of maintenance services. Markolines the highlight point has always been that how do we differentiate ourselves from others, that we have been very instrumental in bringing in the newer technologies which were not being used in India, which were used in abroad, and they are good in terms of environment, efficiency, cost saving, and that is how we have been increasing our portfolios. And another point, the highlight is basically that we are the people who provide generally bundled services to the client, wherein a client doesn't have to go. It's not that they will float the inquiry and we'll just go and bid for it. We will analyze, survey, and propose an alternative, most effective and efficient and cost effective also proposition for particularly for that segment of road. Now, as far as the services are concerned, basically we divide ourselves into our services into three major categories. That is highway maintenance, then specialized maintenance, and the specialized construction services. In highway maintenances, one is a major maintenance and repairs. That is basically road being a wear and tear item. It needs to be maintained on a periodic basis, typically most probably by and large 5 years. Every 5 years, it has to be overhauled. And apart from that, also it needs smaller maintenances. And there is something called as preventive maintenance, wherein if the preventive maintenance is done in time, which could enhance or increase the life of the road, that is in terms of doing the major maintenance from about 100 to 200% also. If done in time, the 5-year scheduled maintenance or a recurring maintenance could be taken to 7, 8 or 10 years also, depending upon the road conditions, road construction, and also the traffic load onto that. Second category is that we do also the specialized maintenance services. Specialized maintenances these are the technologies which we take pride in sharing with you all, that these are the few things that we have introduced in India. One is microsurfacing. Microsurfacing, though, to be honest, we have not introduced in India. It was there, but whatever today the recognition to the microsurfacing is, it is Markolines who has taken really good efforts in establishing microsurfacing in India. And then second is the cold in place recycling. That is actually a recycling of roads. That means the old road, a bad road, which is analyzed, strengthened with the requisite material, and excavated, added, strengthened with the additives, additional material, and relaid and re-rolled. That means a bad road will be excavated and a good road will be laid in one go by a train of equipments. And then we also do the specialized construction services. like a soil stabilization. Soil stabilization is something required wherein there is a subbase is not very strong, and typically the lot of new greenfield roads which are coming up, wherein they go through the farmlands, and then that is where the farm soil needs to be stabilized. So because the farm soils are not does not provide a very hard surface that is required for road construction. Excuse me. Sorry. So the soil stabilization is required. Otherwise, the very deep excavation is required, wherein the land excavation is to be the material has to be removed and also refilled with the stronger or strengthier material. But then the same can be done by way of a machinery, a set of machinery, and some chemical additives, wherein the subbase can be stabilized. And once stabilized, it forms a very good subbase for the road, and over which the roads can be constructed. And another activity, because of the vast and varied tunnel in India, and obviously the infrastructure increase the logistic speed, a better and faster infrastructure requirement is must for us. So a lot of tunneling work is happening across India. So we also do tunneling, wherein we have two projects as of now. About 2 years back, we started with tunneling with one project in Maharashtra. Then we have taken one more project in Jammu Kashmir in consortium. So this is about the product line. And now this year we have also added started with a one division, that is PQC, we call it in the engineering term, that is the concrete road maintenance. Because these greenfield roads, lot of greenfield roads which are coming, government is keen and developing those greenfield roads with the concrete pavement, that is called as rigid pavement. Typically, if you have to give an example, the Nagpur Mumbai Expressway, if you look at, then the majority of the Mumbai Delhi Expressway, which is being built and which will be open very soon, probably in next 6 months. So that is also a concrete road, and a lot of concrete roads are being constructed. The earlier concrete roads, which are also, they will also require some uh, maintenance. So in FY24, we decided to form a separate team and for that same. And today I'm really happy to announce that we have gotten first working order also for the concrete road pavement maintenance of about 11 crores very recently, which our team is working on. So this is all about the overall Markolines, what do you say, the product range. Now, as far as the leadership is concerned, we are three directors, but myself and Mr. Sanjay Patil, we are both of us who are the founders. We look into the day-to-day operations, and I have a technical Mr. Karan Bora, who's executive director, who's an investor with us and looks after a few functions. And then we have a director technical who's a very experienced person, Mr. Nagarkar. As far as our projects are concerned, we work pan India. Though we have not worked really much in the northeast region, because the road development is started just recently. So for coming it for the maintenance might take time. But we are also looking for a few opportunities, exploring on to the, if we could get some kind of tunneling work also in that region or wherever we could get. Otherwise, on maintenance and all other jobs, we have worked practically almost across the country. In the presentation, we have already displayed the wherever we have worked to the maintenances. Then, as far as the clients are concerned, Markoline being one of the leaders who's providing these kind of services, and so on the client side also, the fraternity is pretty limited, and practically we have every large contractor who's working, or the asset owner who's working on the national grid. Our major focus is on national grid, is our client. Any may it be a construction, renowned construction houses from any houses from India, or now after the because over last few years the business the has been changing very dynamically in terms of infrastructure. So we have now gone from BOT to HAMS and HAMS to TOT also, and wherein this sector has been found very lucrative by for various international funds, and there are a lot of funds who have come to India, uh, and every fund that has come to India and owns an asset is our client. May it be a High Square Capital, may it be a Brookfield or a Macquarie or any or maybe it is Indian InvITs also, like L&Ts, Tatas. All of them are our clients. So this is in nutshell about the Markolines. So if anybody has any query, question, I can answer them in terms of till now whatever we have covered. Otherwise, we can continue and go get on to the financials also.
So
Any
you
questions?
can, yeah, we have the first question from Pawan Kumar. Pawan, you can go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh, Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, Mr. Bob.
As sir, you alluded in the PPT also that you are the market leader.
Yeah.
Now you have entered the new segments also. So can you give a sense of what sort of addressable market we have in our different lines of, say, sub-segments or some different line of businesses?
Okay. So, sir, ऐसा है कि as far as the market potential is concerned, it is growing year by year because we are adding to the road network every day. Particularly after the 2014, the government has come in. We have seen that the per day road construction also has elevated from about 10-12 kilometers to almost 40 kilometers a day. And as far as the product mix is concerned, the product mix or the individual potentials are very dynamic because they all depend upon the the road construction, traffic load. So though I have tried a lot to establish some kind of an product-wise what do you say potentials, but it is very difficult because on a particular project, let's say, if the road conditions and subbase is very good, then only part of it could be done into the micro surfacing, where the budget would come down from 100 rupees to almost 40 to 60 rupees. So like that, it varies a lot. But as a large, if you have to say the market potential as of now, a very rough estimated, since the industry is very small, seems to be about 15,000 crore rupees on every 5-year recurring basis. On maintenance, I'm talking about. And as far as on these construction activities, it is still opening a lot. The tunneling and the FDR work is coming up in a huge. Maybe I do not really will be able to, because what kind of developments are going to happen, it will all depend on the what kind of FDR will be declared. The tunneling activities, I can tell you and a rough estimation also about 10 to 20,000 crore rupees of tunneling work must be happening in India as of now also.
Okay. And sir, in tunneling, like we do maintenance or we are like
No, we do, this is a construction activity, but we only do tunneling jobs.
Okay.
This is not a maintenance. Subsequently, the one of the contract we have taken, it also includes the maintenance for the construction that we will be doing for next few years.
Just curious to know, like, why we have entered to like construction of tunneling instead of our core expertise being into the maintenance.
So, sir, actually, the whole idea about this is as we are growing in sizes, we also look for how we can enhance our performance or the size of the company wherein we grow in the business. And because the maintenance works, if you look at, they will be smaller in sizes. About one particular road patch, the one tender would be about 40-50. So for us to look at growth, we decided that we will not go into the construction, because that is very competitive and very high capital requirement, and we have not reached there as of now, and do not have any plans to get into the construction as of now for at least next few years, because this potential itself is growing. But and at the same, since our particularly, I missed one point, that our focus is majorly onto the private industry. So in the private industry, and we believe in very transparency also. So for growth, increasing our margins, we thought that the addition of newer fields like tunneling, FDR, though they belong to the typical construction size, but they are not, they are forming only a part of construction, which is a very specialized activity. And most importantly, there are very few people who does this activity, so it classifies us into a different segment. We get an identity also. And another point is that by adding these particular things, we are looking at improving our bottom line also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, you mentioned like you have an order pipeline of roughly 500 crore.
Haan ji, sir.
So what is a typical hit rate?
Sir, our hit rate, see, basically on order book, I'll tell you, the maintenance work, I will answer your question also, but then subsequently this question will come. So let me answer the order book question, explain you the order book. So
Sure.
Our maintenance order books are basically of a consumable type. So we keep getting the new orders and adding the new orders and consuming the previous one, because they are typically 6 months, 8 months, or 1 year type of this thing, because the recurring maintenance will take only that much depending upon the size of the work. So we keep adding that. And sorry, what was exactly your question?
Sir, hit rate of your order pipeline.
So hit rate, particularly in the private industry, what happens is we focus in the private industry, wherein though there is technically a bid, but it is by and large it is decided beforehand what is whom they would want to work with. And so our hit rate onto the tenders we try is 60% plus.
Right, sir. Right.
Only when we do not agree onto the costing, we would leave the project. Otherwise, by and large, in the private industry. And as far as onto the government or semi-government, we work only on the specialized tenders, wherein they require very specialized services, particularly or carved for us, specialized tender only. We don't get into the open tenders where there will be a very rigorous fight for L1 basis, and the tenders on the government side could go much below even at the material cost also. So for that, we get into only very specialized tenders. So on those also our hit rate is very high.
Okay. And sir, regarding EBITDA margin,
Yeah.
for your specialized services, can you give some sense of how are our margins different from our traditional maintenance work?
Yeah. So basically, when we take the first of all, the construction, the tunneling activities will be a large volume or size also spread over the years. Okay. But at the same time, we are now being the specialized activity spread over the efficient working will can help us, wherein we know our capacities, our setup, and we are looking at improving about 1 to 3% of improvement in the bottom line over next 2-3 years. That is our whole target.
Understood, sir. Thank you for your answers.
Yes.
Thank you, Pawan. We'll take the next question from Hiral Nandu. Hiral, you can go ahead, please.
My question is on the concrete road maintenance. I heard that we are doing something on the concrete road, or we'll be doing got some contract risk. Just wanted to understand what kind of services or particularly work we will be doing, and what will be the potential of this particular segment as a market potential, or not sure if that 15,000 crore what you told are also covering this segment, or it will be different.
So, as far as the concrete roads are concerned, particularly as I said, since we work, there have been concrete roads in India for quite some time now, probably 15-20 years. But as I said, we are now only NH has adopted recently onto the maintenances. But still, there are there are patches which are coming for maintenances. As far as the concrete maintenance is concerned, there are three types of the maintenance works that would come in. One, the smaller maintenance on a time gap arrangement. There is whatever we call as a pothole filling or a repair work, patchwork.
Okay.
But majoritarily, generally what happens is where these subbase is not good, or the over the period the traffic load has increased and maybe some kind of a design flaw, so the panels would crack. So those panels only for a temporary period they can be repaired, as I explained earlier. But the repair means a replacement of panel only. So it includes removal of the panel. If you've seen the concrete roads, normally they are done in patches or blocks.
Yes. Yes.
So you need to remove the entire patch because of the inherent property of concrete. It's a very passive material, so having very inert surface and not really good binding the capability. So it cannot be repaired. Repaired will be very short-term maintenance. But then the replacement of panel is the majority of the work. Okay. And in case the subbase is not good, then there could be an element of stabilization the subbase and then recasting the panels again.
Okay. Okay.
So these are the typical work, and then typically working along with that, then the other works which would otherwise also be a part of the maintenance work, like the damaged shoulders or the repair work of that, damaged maintenance, repairs of that, the all of that would be the typical work of the concrete. Now, as far as concrete road work potential is concerned, it is still opening up. We are hoping that as far as Markolines is concerned, we have got an 11 crore order, and we are hoping at least 10 to 20 crore of rupees of more work to be done in this financial year, because the concrete maintenance is beginning just now. Because those the major alignments which are coming up, as I mentioned, as the Samruddhi or Delhi, Mumbai or whatever, they will come up subsequently, and the potentials will open up subsequently.
Okay.
But it's a huge potential. It could be in coming time. I could say that if I have to just put in parallels with the concrete road, it would still be about up to almost 25%. And here, as I said, the maintenance would means only a smaller job of a construction only. There is very less maintenance in terms of, so it will give volume also.
Great, great. Just one more clarity on this. As the work which you mentioned on the concrete road maintenance seems to be a more higher compared to a normal this tar road maintenance, bitumen road maintenance. So the project size or the contract size would be higher in the concrete road, like 11 crore and more.
No, sir. The thing is, now there is a basic difference in a rigid pavement and a flexible pavement, that is tar versus concrete. Now, concrete is a wear and tear item which would come for maintenance almost every 5 years by and large, as a thumb rule I can say. But a concrete, as against the tar, the concrete has a very long life. The primarily estimated life of a concrete road is at least 15 to 20 years for first time to come for the maintenance. Okay. Then secondly, there would be a panels which would be damaged because of either the construction flaw or maybe geological movements in terms of the surface, and it could damage. So the sizes, as of now, the estimation, if the work is done, because all those is generally factored in the design.
Right.
So, but still then, over a period of time, they will also go to the similar kind of sizes, because then the asset owner might change the construction patch. Okay, let's say, typically on a flexible pavement, our maintenance works were divided into 40 to 60 kilometers stretch.
Okay.
Here, depending upon how it develops over the period, then if the less work is there, they could go for 100 kilometers. But definitely for them also, to as well for them as well as us also, a substantial work at one go will always be economical. So accordingly, the stretches could differ in terms, but they will also be from coming subsequently will go to about 20 to 100 crore size over the period.
Great. And just last question on this from my side for now.
Yeah.
The margin profile for the concrete road maintenance would be similar to that of tar, or either of them would have a better margin?
No, sir. Basically, maintenance, and as I said, since we work very transparently with the our clients, so the margins would be on the maintenance will be similar. As I said, for increasing the margins, the specialized construction activities or the specialized activities is the thing. I think I had shared in last one of the con call also that we are also exploring about the microsurfacing on the concrete roads also, which could give us a huge potential and a good margin. That is how we are looking at it. Otherwise, on a tar road, as of now, it is on a only performance basis. But if since our in a country like us, where the decision making in terms of policy making is very slow. Let's say, for example, if a microsurfacing on a concrete road is approved, then it's a huge potential. 600 kilometers of only one stretch of Pune Nagpur, 8 lanes into 3.2 kilometers goes huge. Probably. So it's all subjective how this is going to evolve, how the policies, we are trying our best. In Markolines, what we do is that we look at future and keep pushing certain things in terms of acceptance from the asset owners, authorities, the regulatory bodies, and keep doing it. It will definitely help everybody in the market, but then we get an advantage of the mover.
Yes. Thank you. That's it from my side for now. I'll join back if I have further questions. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. We'll take the next question from Karan. Karan, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So my question was regarding the order book. So our order book as of today is lower than what it was in FY23. What is the reason for a softer order book this time?
Okay, so order book as of 1 second. Let me just. So order book as of now, what you see is about 287 as of 31st March. And I think, as I mentioned in earlier question who I was answering to Mr. Nandu, that we keep consuming and keep coming. As of now, when we are talking also, we have added, just a moment, I can tell you. We have added about 70 crore rupees of order recently. One of the major order has come in last night onto the project. What we are doing, there is a change of scope, and so this is the two things, as I said, which 11.5 crores of payment, rigid payment, was also added in this particular year, and another about 55 crores of work has been added. keep consuming and we come. And another reason for, this is a cyclic thing for us, unless there is a patch which could be repaired during the monsoon. Otherwise, monsoon is a lean period. Typically, majority of the orders are finalized then. But there are still, India is a huge country. So what happens is there are, rain shadow areas. Like particularly if there is a maintenance and if we get a maintenance in that rain shadow area, which can be worked during the monsoon. So in that case, our order book could go up and down. But otherwise, by and large, we generally we keep working towards to have at least 1.5 year of order book. Now, as I said, we are working onto the almost close to 500 crores of work, out of which we are very sure that about 250 to 300 would be materialized. Another reason this year was that we had a code of conduct which would expire in another 1 day. Till today, probably it has expired now. So till then, a lot of things which we were working on were not. Like for example, you must be aware that there is a Pune ring road which is coming up. All tenders submitted but not opened, only because of this thing. Financial bids are yet to be open, where we are also focusing for some kind of new technology work there. So all of this is, even in Mumbai region, we are looking at few things. So this is a dynamic thing. Very soon we will add few more orders to this also.
All right, sir. So, what is the visibility that you see for order flow for this year?
This year, additional order flow I see of at least about 400 crores to 500 crores.
Okay, and which key segments would contribute to this order?
So as I told you, sir, that in maintenances, definitely we are focusing this year. We have made one plan wherein we are also looking at few projects, a new technology which I just mentioned about, which I may not be able to tell you right away what we are looking at, because then we want to have that, the first movers advantage. Is that high, which will give us high margins. And in terms of segments, yes, definitely our focus is on to these specialized, maintenances and the constructions, which will definitely give us what we are looking for, improving the bottom line. And on to the maintenances, the highway maintenances, it would be similar size. What we have done, about 200 crores, we will keep doing it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karan. We'll take the next question from Aniket. Aniket, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. So my first question is that previously we used to give detailed breakup of orders. So could you share the breakup of the order book across your key work areas and execution period of the opening order book?
Yeah. So Aniket, I can definitely do that. That's not an issue. But as I said, it would not help you in analyzing, because even after being into the industry and doing this work, I could not establish that, okay, which segment is, because it is very dynamic depending upon the road conditions. But as far as if you ask me what is my focus, yes, on order book, I am looking at majorly onto the specialized construction and maintenances. Okay, so our first target is to have equal share for both the this thing, and subsequently focus onto the both.
Okay, all right, sir. And
But
my
definitely you can drop in a mail, and my team will be happy to share the breakup of the order book that we have as of now. That is not an issue.
sure, sir. Yeah. So my another question is that what is your growth guidance for the next 2 years? That is FY25 and FY26.
Now, growth guidance in terms of what? So
Revenue, you can say.
okay, though I am not supposed to mention or anything onto the revenues, but definitely we are looking at a very good growth. Though this year actually we could have easily grown by 30 years. As I said, the code of conduct has stalled our which one major order which is coming up now. Otherwise, we would have done that also. Otherwise, we will be maintaining the growth ratio, what we have been doing over the last 3-4 years of about 25 to 30%. That is what we are definitely looking at.
All right, sir. That's it from my end. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Thank you, Aniket. We'll take the next question from K. Kumar. K. Kumar, you can go ahead.
K.
please.
Kumar.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, बताइए.
Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, your guidance for FY25 will be 25 to 30%, right? The previous
Right.
question.
Right.
Okay. So, sir, generally our H1 will be lower than the H2 because of the monsoon.
Yeah.
Other than the monsoon, due to the elections and all, is there any slowdown in our revenue, in our work and all?
No. Now we have caught up a pace in terms of infrastructure, and that is the need of the economy also. And a lot of work was already happened, and existing potential will also give us a good growth. And I don't see any chance of any slowing down in terms of the potential and elections. They do not affect much of this thing.
Okay.
Because this is basic need of the economy as of now.
Okay, that's great. Sir, the 25 to 30% growth is a conservative growth, or you may,
Yeah, conservative.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Kumar. Anybody else who wishes to ask a question, use the option of raise hand. In case you're unable to do that, you can put the question on chat. So since there are no further questions, we'll end the call here now. Would you like to give any closing comments?
Yeah. So basically,
sir, 1 minute, sir. Pawan
Yeah,
Kumar
sure.
has raised his hand.
Definitely.
Pawan, you can go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Pawan.
Thank you for opportunity again, sir. Sir, it's regarding the receivables. I think if we release year on year, it has substantially increased. Can you give some sense what really happening there?
Yeah, definitely. I will be. Normally, matlab, this is the question which I've been answering on every call. That particularly on the March, since our H2 is very high, and H2 high means it also grows over H2 because my actual work, starts catching up as we come closer to the end of the financial year. Because we have a lot of pressure, and because of that, this thing goes high. And particularly onto this, one of the government project which we have done in Mumbai, our payment, I think which was a major payment, which was only because of the code of conduct, or rather not code of conduct, not availability of the authorities for doing this work. That's it. Otherwise, it is about to be now released. And this is a typical scenario in the March, the receivables will go higher.
And sir, again, follow up on that is, sir, if like receivables amount has increased more than the sales we have done, is some accounting adjustment done?
No. So what happened is, as I told you, that in this particular thing, receivable amount, one is work done is major amount onto the escalation work that we did it for, which is amounting to it almost 30 crore rupees. Escalation is basically I get a price variation onto the work done depending upon the price variation on the raw material that I consume. And normally the escalation bill is submitted only when the project is completed at the end of this. So that is the only reason that it is looking like this year.
Okay, understood, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the explanation.
Most welcome, sir. Most welcome.
So since that was the last question, would you like to give any closing comments now?
Yes. So thank you everybody for being on to the call. I have tried my best to explain in case you have any further queries. As I said, with the clients, not only with the clients, but as Markolines, we've been working very transparently in an open book format. If you have any query, concern, you can always reach out to us or Captify. And thank you for very much for all the support that the fraternity has offered us till now. Looking forward to it in future also. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, and thank you to all the participants for joining on the call.
Thank
You
you
may
very
all
much.
disconnect now.
And thank you very much, Vinay, for organizing all this wonderful presentation and lovely people for this call. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you.
All right.